It's Saturday. Wyatt's got Victor's truck in already, and we gotta service this thing. Service Matt's truck, fix some trailer lights. Got a busy Saturday. Actually, I think we gotta fix some lights on another truck. So it'll be a fun-filled day in the shop. I know we tell you it all the time, guys, but this truck is now at 997,000 miles. And next oil change, she'll be over a mil. Wyatt just pulled that dipstick to check it. We like to check them before the services just to see like if it used oil or if somebody said they put oil in it. And that thing still doesn't even use a gallon of oil. So 997,000 miles, 30,000 hours on this thing. She's still rolling, going to work every day. She'll be, Victor will be getting a new one soon though. Bring you guys in here a little bit while Wyatt takes out these oil filters. For anybody that ain't seen a PACCAR. Don't make a mess. People are watching.
I don't have the other pan anyway, so I wasn't ready to pull them out yet. You came over too quick with the camera, so.
Jesus. That right there is a lock that holds this oil filter down. You basically just lift that up and you turn the caps off. One oil filter and two oil filter. And inside that one's like a little centrifugal spinner filter, and that one's just a cartridge style. But get those changed out, and then on the other side we do fuel. Come back here, guys. I already loosened it up. Check rear ends for oil, make sure they're full. So like that right there, I know a lot of people like them to run out. I'm not saying I don't like them to run out, but I just grab an Allen key and I stick it in there. And it's right at the top. You can see the oil right up there at the very top. So it's like, okay, it's full. It's just not running out. I'm fine with that. And you put this back in. There we go. Tighten her back up. And then we're gonna look over the rear ends and check airbags, shocks, suspension bushings, torque rods, grease it up. This has disc brakes on it. So it's pretty easy there as far as greasing and stuff like that. Get the fifth wheel cleaned up, like to trim up the edges of the fifth wheel and get all the grease off from it, and then re-grease the fifth wheel. A lot of the logistics trucks all have the slick plates on them. We just haven't really transitioned that over to trucking yet. But get that done and keep on rolling through here. Alright, got some few things left. Gotta check the batteries, gotta do the doors, lube up all the latches, and some stuff that we found wrong. Nothing super crazy, just some lights and some stupid things like that. So Wyatt's finishing up the front end, and we'll get the rest done. Service is done. One of those visor lights is out. Wyatt's messing with that. I think we got a license plate light out. What do we got? License plate light. There's a sleeper light out, a chicken light out, mud flap light. Got to tighten up a fender, and oh, the ABS valves underneath the deck plate. There's a little metal bracket. If I crawl under, I can show you guys it. But there's a little metal bracket right there. You can see how the valve's hanging. It's supposed to be on that metal bracket. I've replaced them before, but you know what the heck? 1 million miles? Can't even get 1 million miles out of them things. It's probably still under warranty. And the plate light don't work. I think there is our problem. There it is. See if I can get that picked out of there, and maybe I'll just have to change a bulb. So with the pick, I was able to get the little piece out of the bottom of that. Looks like we got a couple bulbs over there to deal with. Then over here we had no lights whatsoever. And I was able to grab this wire right here, and it just pulled in two. So we'll get that fixed up and get these back working. All right, one bulb, fix some wiring. Now I just gotta run to town and get a plate light. Wyatt had a wire issue for that one visor light up there. He's got that working. But if you look at where he is, there's like a plastic cover. And he just drilled that out and pop riveted it back in. But there's like a plastic cover behind that whole visor that kind of makes the harness come out, or you know, visible. So do that. I think we got to turn the chicken lights on now. I think we got one of them out. Let's see what we got. Yep, right there. Oh man, it didn't come on wiggling the wires. You always hope for that. All right, let's see what we got. Well, we're getting them all washed up. Mike and Heather are here getting them cleaned up. That one we just brought out was Victor's. They're washing up mine now. Wyatt's Legacy's over there. And Matt's we just put in the shop so we can service that. But they're getting them all cleaned up. We'll get going on a service on Matt's truck. I don't know how overdue he is. I know he's up there and he was on the road, so I'm not exactly sure where his mileage is at, but I'm sure he's definitely due. But whoo, look how clean she looks. We're not used to this anymore right now. But we'll get you in a service on this old hot rod. She looks good. Alright guys, well, Wyatt's grabbing filters. Drain the oil out of that old girl so the pan's good to go. Change out the fuel filters. And go over on the other side and we'll get the oil filter done. She's right there. And then a little side trick for you guys here for a quick second. This truck has had faults for the crankcase pressure, and I know a lot of you guys probably have ran into that with the X15, that it throws crankcase pressure faults, and then you might even run into issues with regen and stuff like that if it starts to be a problem. And I know everybody right now is saying, just delete it, you won't have that problem. Well, we don't just delete trucks here. So we actually were talking to some people, and we actually found out that right here, you'll see that the crankcase pressure sensor is actually just unplugged. There's the sensor. No, we just zip tied up the pigtail, but there's the sensor right there. Obviously it leaves a mill light on, but it stopped our problem of having to like pull over and, you know, per se do a regen because I was thinking that it was full. So that seems to have fixed that problem. And then on this truck, you guys may have seen that we were fighting some check engine light stuff and some 5-volt supply stuff. I don't want to jinx it. So, you know, knock on wood. Where's Wyatt's head? There it is. You know, knock on wood. We put those harnesses in it, and Matt ran down to Colorado, Texas. I mean, he's kind of been all over the place. I don't really know how many miles specifically without looking up the invoice and like the RO when we wrote it up. But, you know, we put the engine harness on it, and we put an after treatment harness on it, and we have had no problems at this point. So, knock on wood, that seems to have fixed that. So, we might be all right with this old girl for a while. And obviously, in order to fix the whole crankcase pressure correctly, you know, that does mean that there are, you know, it needs a rebuild. You know, it basically means the liners are washed, and that's, you know, that is the problem. But there is a bulletin out there from Cummins about a pipe that needed to be resealed way back in the day, and I'm sure that this truck probably never got it even before we bought it. So the fact that we can, you know, unplug that and make it last for a while, that's what we're gonna do. But we'll get back to a service here and continue on. All right, we're done with WD6. It's by being up here. The spring was broken in that, so we changed the brake can in that. Oh, she don't want to be on. And changed the brake can there. Disc brakes, gotta love them. Nice and easy. And then Wyatt got more wiring. That light there was out, so we got that fixed. I think WD6 is good to go outside. On to the next project. So Wyatt just put it in, snugged up the little nut right there. There's your button. Closed. Oh, I gotta go get some stuff out of the truck. Ta-da! It's that simple. Way nicer than having to get a key. I know, like, if you have that full door on the sleeper, you know, you have an actual handle, but if you don't, you're always grabbing your key to get something out from underneath this sleeper. So these little buttons are awesome. We didn't even know about them until we bought WD-7 and the guy had them on it. So we're like, oh man, that's like life-changing. So when it failed, said, hey Matt, how about we do this instead of putting the factory one back in? And he said, oh hell yeah. So this week, Matt actually had an issue with this door latch. And here's the old piece. The piece right there that actually locks the door closed fell out. So he just threw a ratchet strap across there. And we have one truck that, off from Amazon, has these little buttons. And it's awesome because then you don't have to use your key to get in this thing. You just push it and it opens right up. So Wyatt ordered a set of those for Matt for this thing. So you just put that thing together, and honestly, it looks almost factory. It's black instead of chrome, but you could probably buy some cheap chrome plastic. I don't know. But it, you know, looks exactly how it's supposed to, and it should work like it's supposed to. So, and they even give you a key to lock it. So if you did want to lock it, but nothing super crazy, let Wyatt get it put in here and we'll show you guys it. All right, we're going to throw some def in this hot rod. And I got to show you guys the good, bad, and the ugly, right? That's what everybody wants to see. Well, as everybody knows, we've had problems with this box, and Wyatt rewired it, and it appears that we still have some issues. Marker lights are not working, Wyatt, on the left. They are, but the brakes weren't, and I don't think the directionals were.
Braking directional, yeah.
But
that's what you said.
So yeah, we gotta look at this thing again, guys. But we thought we had her. Maybe it's just something stupid because it went out pretty quick after Wyatt did it. So I wonder if it's just something dumb, but we'll see what happens. A little muddy, but we're calling it a day. Look at that view. Look at all them trucks. Ooh, 589. What up? All right, well, guys, we're done. We're done for the day. Wyatt and I are going to call it quits. We got to drop some parts off tomorrow morning to a guy to get painted for the 589. And actually tonight, I'm going to take the wife out for her birthday dinner. And that's the extent of it, guys. We'll finish this video up tomorrow. Just taking the visor apart quick. We tried to fit it in the truck. It doesn't fit, so get that in there. And taking the fuel tanks, and we already got the def cover in the pickup. Go drop them off so we can get this stuff painted for the 589. All right, I brought this thing in quick because our dad thought one of the steer tires seemed a little low, but they both checked out just fine. So just re-checked them and made sure they were good. And checked oil, coolant, washer fluid, did a quick little pre-trip for Sunday just to be ready for tomorrow. And I just started up the backhoe, letting that warm up, and we'll get another drum of waste oil, actually a tote of waste oil in here, and go from there. Guys, I'm solo, so let me line this thing up and then I'll show you. Park her out back again. Got the drum, or that tote I just took in is off from that car trailer right there, and I had broke the axle last fall, so now that we finally got that off, I can actually fix that thing. Park this thing and we'll go back to the shop. What are you doing, Boone? Hey, hey. All right, guys, well, we're gonna finish up Sunday here. It is supposed to get cold again, so I think they said tonight was gonna be like 0, something along those lines, I think is what they said. Hold on 1 second, we'll get this thing plugged in. There we go. And like I said, it's supposed to be chilly tonight. It's supposed to be 0 again. Yeah, so I figured, why not? I don't feel like having a problem. It's easier to plug it in and not have a problem. So we're done for the day. Back at the house. Boys came up to the shop, played around a little bit, just kind of got some stuff done since Wyatt and I have been out trucking so much lately. Just doing some waste oil and cleaning the shop up a little bit and stuff like that. So relax on a Sunday afternoon here for a little bit, and we'll go trucking again tomorrow. Appreciate it, guys. Also, just wanted to thank you guys, anybody that has followed along so far. The channel's coming along. We got 168 people, I think, subscribed at this point. So we're doing all right. Views are pretty decent. So keep liking, commenting, subscribing, guys. Let's keep this thing going. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good weekend.